Okay, so Evan, this is Evan, you guys, with Top Shelf. I guess you're like one of the guys that feeds a lot of the systems back here, right? With our food and others, of course.
Yep.
So just tell us a little bit what we're gonna do, how much you feed.
So right now, Sherwood, one of our main SPS systems.
Okay.
Right now, the skimmer is off right now. We had to swap a part out, so the phosphates are getting a little bit high. We're pretty close to target, so we're not gonna do a full-blown feeding of regular coral food. But I think in our situation, Benepets would be pretty.
And is this one of the systems that you generally see a reduction in phosphates when you feed our food?
This is one of them, yeah.
Okay. This is a great one to see then.
So, you know, it's close to, I think it's around 1,200 gallons. Since we're pretty close to target, I'm probably going to shoot for maybe like a solid 2, maybe 2.5 heaping spoonfuls of Benepets.
All right.
Broadcast.
Mixing it just like the guys at home.
Yeah.
A little water, a little food.
Yeah. So when you do this, now, obviously we have those dormant bacteria in there, the beneficial bacteria that we have in our food, and usually, how long do you let it sit?
In terms of mixing, I don't know, maybe give it a couple of minutes or two.
Yep.
I usually wait until you don't see anything floating on the top.
Right. Yeah.
Just make sure it's nice and homogenized.
That's about the
nice clean suspension.
Yeah, that's a clean. Yeah, and that's about what we recommend on the packaging too. Anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. To help get it, get everything wet, saturated, and then the bacteria hydrated, and the bacteria.
You want to make sure it goes straight into the water column.
We want that magic happening inside the system, and we get a lot of people that will actually ask us, can we pre-mix it and then store it in a freezer? And we don't recommend that just because it can kill some of a lot of the bacteria, and so we want that.
The bacteria are going to consume the food as soon as they're active.
Right,
so
and so there's a lot of
food ingredient they have until they get into your system. And so they actually start consuming all the nutrients that are in the food for everything else. So if you do let it sit for a period of time, then the nutritional content of the food drops way down, and you're not getting nearly what you would expect out of the food.
So. No, absolutely.
It's incredidly versatile.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys using it as a tool. And,
that's what it is.
And not just a food. So there's so much more to it than that.
Of course.
So I'm so excited that you guys are seeing that aspect of it and using it that way. Obviously, when we feed tanks, it clouds the water for some period of time, and we want that because that's the food in the system, right? But you guys see, a quick response with clearing of the water. Do you see that it lasts a long time? What do you see afterwards? What kind of indicators do you guys use?
We usually feed in the afternoons, but that's solely just because we're constantly taking pictures and you're skewing corals, social media, stuff like that. So we do wait until the end of the day. But by morning, crystal clear. Crystal clear.
Yeah, we've talked to many of our customers who always tell us that shortly after the water clears from their feedings, that it's more clear than it was before they fed. And even some customers who tell us that the more they feed, the cleaner the glass is, and the less they have to clean it.
And algae too. Algae. So.
That's great that you guys see that as well. So.
All right, Evan, so we just fed Benerife, the system's over there. Now we've moved over to the LPS side. We've got our 1.7 LPS pellet, and we just noticed that you put the pellets in there, you mixed it with water, and tell us why.
So, in my mind, if you have a dry pellet, you want to make it wet so that the coral can actually accept it, and it'll actually soften it up a little bit. Also, do see there is the sunken pellet at the bottom, but then there are also all the particulates in the water above it. Also, that could just be, there are a lot of different kinds of coral in here. And a lot of different kinds of coral, this is going to be a lot of different size amounts. So if the LPS don't pick it up, then the Aquarius will.
All right.
That's great, because our intention and the way we have it on the package is our pellets are a drop-in food. So you put them in your fingers and you get them wet just initially when you put them in the water, and you just release them to the corals. So you're taking it a little step further because you have mixed LPS and SPS in this tank. You're getting benefits for both. So that wasn't our thought process, but you've taken it again a little bit further, and we love ideas like that where we build on whatever we intended initially.
So with the LPS, we should just tell everybody, with the LPS formulation, we took the best parts of Benereef and then we added amino acids, color enhancers, and increased our protein content. So in Benereef, we have a 26% protein, and in the LPS Benepellet, we've increased it up to a 46% protein. And then, you know, those color enhancers and amino acids, enzymes, all that good stuff is in there now to really give the LPS coral that extra benefit, just that extra energy and pop that they need.
And the hydration enhancers to get those tissues to really puff and hydrate so that they can actually consume the contents of the food.
These guys are hungry. Let's feed them.
Let's feed them.
Evan, is that about generally how you mix it and feed them? Just like this with a kind of a pellet slurry?
Yeah, I try to make it pretty thick so, you know, there is some flow left in here, just from the return pumps I think it is, but yeah, I try to make like a little bit of like a pastier, you know, definitely a more densely mixed. Just because it is more, you know, concentrated. It sinks a little bit better.
You can see the reaction from the ones we first fed. How they've swelled up and hydrated.
And how often do you guys do this?
I try to target feed once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, especially some of these guys, the Duncans, the Zoas on the other side. Yeah, definitely once a week I try to set aside, you know, a good 15-20 minutes. Turn all the flow off for like an hour or two, and just, you know, let them eat.
Let them soak.
Okay, everyone, we just finished here at Top Shelf Aquatics. We want to thank Kevin and Alex and Steve and all of the crew here. Everyone, Evan, thank you for taking us around, doing some feedings. We learned a lot, and just a fun time. What do you think, Jeff?
We spent an entire day here, guys, and it was nonstop. We were feeding corals, we were looking at corals, just getting footage, checking out all the cool gadgets and gizmos that these guys build to make the farm run even better and more efficiently, and it's just an incredible place to be. So hats off to these guys and letting us come in and just raid their place for a day. We couldn't say thank you anymore. So
thank you guys very much. We appreciate our partnership, so thank you. I hope you guys enjoy this.
Come see these guys. You won't leave unhappy at all.
Top Shelf, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.